Vegan Hippie with another video. Someone asked me in the comments a few days ago what owl species are best for beginners. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. Now I'm only going to talk about the owl species that I have handled in the past. So I'm not going to talk about owl species with which I have no experience. So in my opinion, there are at least three owl species that are best for beginners. My absolute favorite is the barn owl. My second favorite is the rufous-legged owl. I'll show you a picture of a rufous-legged owl right now. And I think it is called in English the little owl. I'll show you a picture of the little owl right now. I used to have a little owl, by the way, called Yoshi, and I will make a video about that tomorrow or the day after that. I'll show you a picture of Yoshi right now. So those are the three owl species that are best for beginners in my opinion. So we're just gonna go over why I think these owl species are best for beginners. First of all, something that all of these owls have in common is that they are fairly small. Now, why is this important? When you see videos of people handling an owl, it might seem really easy. And that's because these people have been trained to deal with owls. So it seems easy. And therefore, a barn owl or a rufous-legged owl, and of course a little owl, doesn't seem scary or dangerous. But I can assure you, even a barn owl can be very dangerous. If Lookie gets angry, I need to be very careful. She is very well trained, she's very well imprinted on humans, so she never attacks me, but owls can have mood swings just like humans. And sometimes Lookie will give me signals, like if she's in a bad mood and I don't notice it right away, and I'll be like, oh, but I want to cuddle with you, and she's like, no, I'm in a bad mood, leave me alone. She has no voice, she's not gonna tell me, she's just gonna act a certain way. And if you don't know how to handle that, then you can get hurt. It's very important that you understand owl behavior if you want to interact with owls. But on the other hand, it's normal that if you have your first owl, you don't know everything. And you're only gonna learn by doing and by making mistakes and by correcting them later on. And that is why having an eagle owl, for example, as a first owl can be very dangerous. I've noticed that a lot of people who watch an eagle owl in a picture, for example, they will underestimate how big they are and how dangerous they are. If you're at a falconer's demonstration, or if you're watching a video of an eagle owl, please take a minute to look at the talons. These are Lookie's talons. Okay? The talons of an eagle owl are like this thick. They are 3 times as big as the talons of a barn owl. And an eagle owl has an immense force. Birds of prey in general are always less friendly with you when you are flying them, because there's food involved. If I would make a mistake with Lookie and she were to fly on my shoulder, nothing bad is going to happen because Lookie is very well trained, and I'm lucky that she isn't aggressive when there's food involved. But there are barn owls who are also very well trained, who can be aggressive when there's food involved. Every owl is different. The eagle owl of my mentor is the sweetest eagle owl there is. My mentor can put this eagle owl against his chest and cuddle with it. But when he's flying it is kind of aggressive. It won't attack my mentor, but it won't take my mentor into consideration. So my mentor has to wear 2 gloves when he flies his owl. His falconer glove and then another thinner glove to give the food to his owl, because his owl will just bite his fingers. Not because the owl is upset or angry or whatever. it is just pretty aggressive when it comes to food. If my mentor were to make a mistake during flying training with that eagle owl, he would get seriously hurt. And this almost happened at one point. That is why I do not recommend to get a bigger owl like an eagle owl or a snowy owl as your first owl. So a barn owl, a rufous-legged owl and a little owl are all very small owls. If you make a mistake with them, you might get hurt, but your injury wouldn't be as serious as when you would be dealing with an eagle owl or a snowy owl. The second reason I would recommend these owls for beginners is because they have a pretty easy character. All owl species are different, and some owl species are easier to handle and to work with than other species. Barn owls have really nice and gentle characters. A rufous-legged owl is also easy to train. It might be a little bit more stubborn when it comes to teaching it to fly, but patience always works and perseverance always works, so it isn't that big of a deal. Then the little owl is really good for beginners because it's small, but it has the character of a stone eagle, or how do you say this in English? Like this huge eagle who's really stubborn. I don't know the word in English. I'll put it right here when I'm editing this video, and I will have googled the term, the correct English term. But like my mentor had the saying that little owls are like stone eagles. They are super small, but they have the character of this big eagle who thinks like it's a badass. They can be really stubborn, and they are also more shy towards humans, even when they're imprinted. So even though it's really small, if one day Lookie would die, I would definitely buy a new owl, but I wouldn't go for a little owl because I know that I would have to put a lot more effort into getting the owl to be like Lookie, and that is just a choice I do not wish to make. So that is just turn around. So that's just something I feel like I should mention in this video, that little owls might be a little bit harder to train. They might be stubborn when you want to teach them to fly, and they might be more hand shy than barn owls and rufous-legged owls. So if you want a perfect tame little owl, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time with it. And it's up to you to decide if you have the time to do that, because if you can't invest your time in it, you're not going to get the wanted results. So owls that I definitely do not recommend to keep as a beginner are all eagle owls. It doesn't matter if it's a European eagle owl, a Bengal eagle owl, or an African eagle owl. Snowy owls are definitely not for beginners. If you were to choose between a snowy owl and an eagle owl, pick an eagle owl, okay? They're easier to handle than snowy owls. You know, I would just go for either a barn owl, a rufous-legged owl, or a little owl. And from those three, my absolute favorites are a barn owl and a rufous-legged owl. I just want to explain to you guys how scary it can be to own an eagle owl. And to show you guys this, I just want to tell the story of someone I knew, and he wanted a snake. I owned a snake in the past. It was called Saskia. And it was a small snake. It was a Triangulum sinaloae. It was a Mexican milk snake. And it was a really small snake. It was easy to handle, it was hand tame. And I had this friend, and he wanted a snake as well. And he was like, I don't want a small snake, I want a python. I think that's what it's called in English, a python, a python, a python. And I was like, you know, I don't think that's a good idea, because They are small in the beginning, but if this is your first snake, like if you make a mistake and the snake doesn't turn out behavioral wise as you would like, you're gonna get scared. Okay, Lookie's gonna fly away in a few seconds. She's just really keen. You're climbing me and your nails are hurting me. Your talons, ouchie. She's gonna fly away in a few seconds. And I'm gonna let her because she's really active today. Okay, I'm just gonna talk like, why are you climbing me? Yes, I know it's fun to be up there, but your talons hurt me so much. She is sitting on the camera right now. My God, I wish I could film this, but I can't because she's sitting on the camera that I'm using. I'm just gonna let her fly in the kitchen for a few minutes. Because, okay. So, where were we? My friend didn't want a small snake, he wanted a python. And I warned him, I told him, like, it's your first snake, even if you've read a lot about snakes, I mean, there's a first time for everything, but you're gonna make mistakes. And if you do, I mean, are you really gonna give the snake away? Because behavioral wise, I mean, I just warned him that he would get scared if something went wrong. And that happened. He bought a python and it was fun in the beginning. It ate mice, it ate small rats, but then it got bigger. That was Lookie. Oh my God, Lookie, you're ruining my camera. This, what you see right here, is her talon in front of the camera. Oh my God, you're ruining my video. Yes, come here. Come. Your talon is in front of my face. I'm going to move her. Come on. You're scratching my camera. What the fuck? Okay, better. So, to make a long story short, because I'm messing this video up, he bought the snake. It was fun at first, but the moment it started to eat rabbits, he got scared. The snake became aggressive when he needed to clean, and she just flew off of the camera. The snake became aggressive when he needed to clean the cage, and he had to give the snake away to someone else. To be honest, I don't know what he did with it. He sold it, or I don't even know what he did with it. And I think that's really irresponsible. And the same things happen with eagle owls. Like, people buy an owl thinking they will be able to handle everything, and then they make a mistake in raising the owl and a problem occurs. For example, let's say you want an eagle owl and you're like, I'm not gonna put it on a perch, I want to put it in an aviary, which is a good idea, by the way. I would not keep an eagle owl on a perch outside or inside. I would keep it in an aviary. But let's say you've made a mistake in raising it, and every time you want to trade with your owl or you want to take it out of the aviary, it flies with its talons first towards the aviary and it attacks. What are you gonna do? I swear to God, you will be shitting your pants. And you're gonna have to ask an experienced falconer to solve that problem for you. Do you honestly think that a falconer is gonna do that for free? No, it's gonna cost you money. Do you have that money at that moment? Like, stuff like that happens all of the time, and that is why I do not recommend to get an eagle owl as your first owl. And she's landed on the camera again. Lookie, can you zoom in for me? Okay guys, I'm gonna end this video. I hope it wasn't too sucky and too messy, and I will see you guys later. Bye!